why God's also going to be up to other stuff.
I'm just reading that notice, but it's not to do with me. Shouldn't have been reading it. Right. Well, John's in Harrogate. No, he's in Knaresborough. Well, it's near Harrogate, it's Knaresborough. Passed through it to get there. So he's there this morning, but he will be back. He said he might call in at coffee time, but he might not get back in time. But there will be a service this evening at 7 o'clock. There'll be a service here at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, Monday, the shop's open from 9:30 to 2:30. The craft is on, but it's down at the manse now. It's craft and coffee, yeah? What if they want tea, Helen? All right, okay. Craft, coffee or tea. I don't know if you have biscuits, mate, I don't know. But it's craft is down there 10 till 12. On Tuesday, the shop's open again, 9:30 to 2:30. Everything's still 50p. Yeah, still 50p. I don't know how you do it, Lindsay. I don't know how you do it. But daybreak is on Tuesday as well, from 10 till 3. The art room will be open from 10 o'clock, and lunch is served at 12. And then there will be a service on Tuesday evening at 7:30. It's 7 o'clock tonight, 7:30 on Tuesday. I don't know why it's like that, it just is. Wednesday, it's life group. So there's 2 life groups. There's one in the morning at 10 o'clock here. We meet in the room across there where we go for coffee. And there's one in the evening at 7:30, and I assume that's at the manse? Yeah, okay. That's at 7:30. On Thursday, it's Keep Fit. That's from 11:15 to 11:45, followed by refreshments. There's tea, coffee, tea cakes, biscuits, whatever. And then on Friday morning, it's Parents and Tots. That's from 9:30. I've put to 11. It's about that 11, isn't it, Lindsay, when everybody goes? Yeah. Oh, it's about 11:45. Well, yeah. But it's ish. Yeah. In theory, it finishes at 11. Okay. But it finishes when it finishes. And praise God for that. For what goes on there, you know, because I've just seen it a couple of times, and I've popped my head in and I've popped it out again. But no, it's amazing the work that's going on there. I do have just a notice that I do need to say about Alan's funeral arrangements, the funeral arrangement for Alan Evans. Now, most of you will probably know, but if you don't, it's a week tomorrow. They will be leaving from here. I'll just get it all on here. At 11 o'clock, they will meet here and go from here till about 11:15, and then they will go to Dewsbury to Long Causeway for the service at 12. And then there's something after that. There's a burial 2 o'clock, and then there's a get-together later on. If it's awkward to get to there and you want to get there, they are going to be putting the service on Zoom. So if you want to watch it, John's got whatever it is you need, the numbers, to the code that you need, but he's also going to show it here. John's agreed to stay here and show the service here. If you can't get to Dewsbury and you want to come and watch the service, it's gone out on I think you've put it out, Sam, haven't you, on the actual Homewood one, so it could get quite full. There's a lot of people here in this area that've known Alan a long, long time, and Audrey. But it will be here. It will show that from 12 o'clock, the service will be shown here. So if you want to come and do it that way, that's it. We're going to take a tablet with us on holiday, and then we'll be able to watch it while we're away. So that's happening. That's what that is. There's going to be a quick meeting of the elders straight away after the service today. Now, it just works out that it's my turn to do coffee. So I've asked Marcella, and she's agreed to do the coffee for me, but would somebody be willing to give her a hand? Yeah? Thanks, Sue. There we go. So that's sorted out. I'll try and work it out that way next time it's my turn as well. And yeah. I'll try and see if I can do it. I've also got something I want to read out to you. I have to read this to you because I have to find it first. On here we are. You know, we did the mission statement. You remember that we had to do? We had to give it to the committee, to the pastoral committee, and it was all about getting future ministry in a group of churches. We've been going and looking at these meetings with the group of churches. That went last Tuesday. They came and they met here, and they all had lunch. We made lunch for them all, didn't we? It was like a conveyor belt, but that was all right. But they've got the findings from there now. There was originally 8 churches in the group, but then Riddlesden closed, so that made it 7. 2 others have gone a slightly different way, so that leaves 5. So there was going to be 2 ministers. It looks like there could be 1, but this is the information I've got from Angela that's been doing this for us. She's done a brilliant job, but I need to tell you what's come back. She said, dear friends, I'm pleased to let you know that our presentation was greeted with great warmth and encouragement with the Synod Pastoral Committee. All the churches did one like we did. The language below from Pastoral Committee might seem a little formal, but basically our voices were heard and we can move forward with such a blessing and so full of God's Holy Spirit. This is the thing that's come. The members of the Pastoral Committee were encouraged and inspired by the presentation and approved the following pastorate. That means a minister that can come. Right. So there will be 1. Bolton Villas, Westfield Wyke and Pudsey, and a 25% synod directed. That means that each of those churches would have like 25% of a minister, and then there'd be 25% of his or her time would be synod directed. That would mean we've got oversight for Home and for Saltaire. Saltaire is a different kettle of fish. It's a beautiful building, but it costs a lot of money to run because it's a listed building. But for Home, which is what we wanted here, John needs somebody that he can talk to, but also John's not going to be here forever. And we needed to be in on this, because if he leaves, or what happens, and he will do at some point, nobody's here forever, we need to be in a part of all this grouping so that we will get or be able to have a part of a minister that comes. So there will be oversight for us. So it just says, please inform your churches that this has been approved and encourage them to start working on the profile. We'll talk about that at the next church meeting, because that's something that we have to do. And that's everybody, not just elders, that's everybody. So we'll talk about that in the next church meeting. A profile cannot be declared vacant until a manse is provided. So they haven't got one of them yet. So that requires a conversation with the committee at URC. So there we go. So I think that's it. So you just need to know. So they have taken notice of what we wrote. We will be part of that group. We will have a part of a minister that will help us in going forward. But when John, as he will at some point, will leave, we are in then. We're still in there. We can't afford to be on the outside looking in. We need to be with them. So that's that thing. And I think I just mentioned that we're just going to have a quick meeting for the elders after the service, if you will. Okay. And I think that's me, Sam. Oh, Jonathan's got a notice.
Can I just ask, who talks to themselves? None of you? Oh, Lindsay. Me, Lindsay, a few of us. Talk to yourself, yeah. Have you ever thought how much of what you talk to yourself is negative? It's predominantly negative stuff. But what if we learnt to just rewire how we spoke to ourselves? So this weekend coming, there's a guy coming from the States called Steve Backlund, who God transformed his life because he used to talk to himself and be mostly negative. And God challenged him. I don't know, but there's a statement, I can't remember whether it's a Roosevelt or something like that it's attributed to, who says, those who say they can and those who say they can't are both right. So what about if we started to rewire our brains? And what if we started to think about what are we as people? So we're supposed to be the most hope-filled people on the earth. Are we not? Maybe. We are. So, it says in Hebrews 6, we have this hope as an anchor for our soul, firm and secure. So even when things are difficult, when the house isn't going for you, whatever, we have a hope, because our hope isn't in our circumstances. Our hope is in God. And he is always faithful. And so if you want to learn to be able to look at the difficulties around you and laugh at them, because God is on your side, I'd really encourage you to come along Friday. If you can't come Friday, come Saturday and listen to Steve talk, because it's really going to change the way that you think. And he signs all his emails unrealistically optimistic. Because actually our alternative is, well, we can be miserable. And most of us have been miserable, and that's really quite miserable. And I have to confess that I am generally a half-empty person, but I'm trying to be more half-full. So come along. If you think you might struggle to come along or pay, come and talk to me, talk to Maria, and we can try and sort something out. Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Hilary. So I've noticed you're all getting a bit too comfortable. You've been sat for a while. You've been listening to various voices. So Lorraine's picked an amazing song for us to get a bit more active. So if you'd like to stand if you're able, we've got our, I don't know what we call it anymore. We've got a worship song that'll get us moving.